This is my take on the unfollow Man United movement for full-time Devils. In my opinion, I don't think the movement will work. And the reason for that is it's propagated initially by people on Twitter with no AVIs of actual people. Generally, they have footballers' accounts like at Pogba Goals or something like that. And then it was picked up by ESPN. The only reason ESPN picked this up is because it's surrounding Man United. It's surrounding the transfer window. We've been at a poor run of form, and anything with Ed Woodward's name in it at the moment is going to get clicks because of the volatile atmosphere of the fans. So that's the only reason it's been picked up. Also, because we are a club of such magnitude, we have a massive spectrum of fan opinion. That means that there are fans that are still Jose in, there are fans that are Ollie out, and there are fans that sit right in the middle. We are never, as a fan base, going to have a collective middle ground that's something we all agree in. I bet you there is someone in the world that thinks the Glazers are good owners. That's how big our fan base fan opinion spectrum is, so we can never have a unified fan opinion. What people need to understand is there's more of a deep-rooted issue than Ed Woodward, which is what this protest seems to be targeting. We have Sir Alex Ferguson's chief scout still employed. We have someone from David Moyes in the scouting system, technical director, that is still employed. We have people employed by Ed Woodward who work with football. We have Ed himself. Then we have Ollie and his technical directors and staff. All of these people technically have influences on transfers or recruitment because they all work in recruitment. Now, this is a problem. This is not how a football club works. This is where my constructive opinion changes. Keep Woodward in his job. Now, what this does is it takes the footballing responsibility away from Woodward, but we still have the commercial success that he has. Because what people don't understand is Woodward is like the Glazers' right-hand man. He's not going to get sacked. It's not realistically going to happen. So there's no point asking for it. There's no point protesting about it. He's not going to go because the Glazers love him. And he makes so much money for the Glazers. So they're not going to kick him out. But that doesn't mean he's not useful. If you take his footballing responsibilities away, what you do is you have a director of football that can restructure the club from a recruitment aspect and have a plan set forward so we can do the things that Liverpool and City do, where we have a future plan and build with whatever manager we have at the time. Now, that's great. But what also we can do is we can keep Ed Woodward in his position and he can continue securing money through commercial deals, which is what he's good at because he's a businessman, and he never has to touch a contract again, which will stop us paying stupid money like we did for Alexis Sanchez. Now, that is a very, very productive solution. What else I don't think people have considered is the effect it has on players. Now, this negative social media storm is not productive. People remember the antagonistic training style that Jose Mourinho employed, and a lot of fans didn't like that, and the players didn't either. And players like Anthony Martial and Luke Shaw were really turned off by this coaching style that Mourinho had. It's exactly the same what you're doing on Twitter, because these players, despite the fact, I'm not saying that players shouldn't be called out on Twitter because they should, but if you have a social media storm around the club, it's going to put a negative atmosphere on the club and it's going to turn players off, not to mention players who are looking to come in. Now, imagine if you're a prospective player, you're checking out a couple of clubs, and then suddenly you see this mass social media storm where loads of traction has been gained over an issue that fans can't really change. That's going to put you off because you're going into a negative atmosphere. No one wants to work in a negative atmosphere, especially people who are getting called in. So inevitably, fans may be naively making the process more difficult. So I don't think it's going to work entirely. I think it's generally a waste of time. And I think that the people pushing it forward aren't the right faces, nor do they have an actual realistic goal other than just to cause a bit of a storm and make Man United lose followers. People need to remember that if you don't buy a ticket or you leave your seat, there's someone waiting to come and get it after you. If you unsubscribe or you unfollow, Man United's been so far behind on social media anyway, it doesn't really matter to them. They have a big enough fan base that it doesn't matter. So these social media tactics I don't think is very useful. My solution, director of football, Ed Woodward, side by side. Director of football does the football stuff, Ed Woodward does the business stuff. And I think we have a business model for a global giant successful club. Therefore, whether it happens or not, we'll see, but I think that's more productive. Talk of that, maybe a fan informed call out for a director of football might be the way to go instead of calling out for someone's job who's not going to get sacked. That's my opinion. Thanks for FullTimeDEVILS for giving me time, and hopefully I can do some work for you in the future.
As much as I want the Glazers out of this club and a new director of football to be employed and Ed Woodward to be moved upstairs, I don't think this would work at all, because we saw it happen to Liverpool the other year when they were 2-0 up against Sunderland and the fans left and it went to 2-2. I think something like that would work more because that affected their points tally at the end of the season. If this is going to work, there needs to be a proper plan behind it and not just all let's unfollow United, because I don't think that'll affect them at all.
I think this unfollow Man United is not going to work just purely on the fact that the club doesn't care. Like, the past 7 years we've needed a technical director and a director of football, and the club hasn't cared then, so why will they care about us unfollowing the club? So I think it's a good idea, you can do it, but it's not going to impact it because there's that many foreign fans as well who still don't understand what's going on in the club, who will still follow the club. And we're in that predicament where the club is that big, we can't do anything about it. But anyway, full-time Devils, see you later, up the Reds, come on United.
Hi guys, I get the principle of the whole hashtag unfollow United thing, but I think if we are going to do something that makes an impact, it has to be visual. You know, say they've owned the club for 14 years now, so maybe walk out with 14 minutes to go, because that will get picked up with the TV cameras. That will be impossible to ignore. So I think that will be a lot more effective.
Fully support the Unfollow United campaign, and I just think, yeah, it's time we took action as fans, and yeah, I think this is the way to do it.
Hashtag unfollow Man United. Will it work? Will it not work? Will it make absolutely any difference whatsoever? If I'm honest, I'd say probably not. But at the same time, I also think surely this is better than doing absolutely nothing at all. And for people that criticise the hashtag, I would ask you, so what's your idea?
Hi, this is Jay from India. I support this movement, this Unfollow United thing, because this is the right thing to do right now, to teach the board and the owners a lesson, because how we played this season, it's a real pain to watch, and our rivals are playing far better than us. So it's totally unacceptable, and I think we need to teach a lesson to the board and the owners by this movement. Thank you.
Yo, full-time Devils, it's your boy Nathan coming through from Frankfurt, Germany. Well, unfollow Manchester United. Man, it's sad that we have gotten to this point, but I believe, although on its own, it will not push the Glazers out, I think it's a good start. You know, if it can pick momentum and turn into a real movement, I think it could achieve the end goal of seeing the Glazers out and having new owners coming through that actually have the club at heart.
I personally don't agree with it. I don't feel that it is the best way in which we can send the message that we want to the people that we want. I feel that this is simply a knee-jerk reaction to the situation that we're in, given where we are and where our rivals are and the success that they're having. I feel that there's a more effective way of doing things, and that by simply unfollowing United on social media, not buying club merchandise and attending games is not the most effective way of getting the message that we want to the people that we want. I'm not sitting here criticising people that are going out and trying to make change for the better of the club. I'm not saying that at all. I'm fully behind anyone who wants to make this club great or better it. I'm just simply saying that there is a more effective way of getting our message across or to the people that we want. Thanks.
I don't think it's the best idea, because we're all just going to end up following them again in 2 weeks. If there needs to be a course in action from the fans, I think everyone collectively needs to agree on something, and even the fact we're having this debate shows that this isn't the right thing to do, essentially. Not because it's wrong, I just don't think it's the best idea. I don't have any better ideas, but that's just what I think. I think everyone needs to be all in for any kind of change to actually happen and be recognised.
Hashtag unfollow Manchester United movement is a futile movement. It's another futile movement in my honest opinion. Because although I understand the frustration, especially this time coming from international Manchester United fans instead of those that go to Old Trafford and see, it's futile because one Manchester United fan unfollows another 10 will follow back. Instead, what we should be doing is we should be together using our platform in social media to voice out our frustration. That's my opinion.
Well, I don't understand what this unfollow crap is all about, but when we have a problem, you fix it. You don't run away from it. That's all I have to say.
Hey full-time Devils, this is Nikhil Naik. I do not support the hashtag unfollow Man United mainly because I've been supporting the club for 19 to 20 years now, and I have seen ups and downs even with Sir Alex Ferguson, and if we would have given up at that point in time, we wouldn't have seen the success that we have seen over a period of time. And Manchester United is not just about Ed Woodward or the Glazers. It is about Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, our players, and the staff who are trying really hard. And this is not the time to, give up. I can understand where the issues rise, considering Liverpool or Tottenham will win the Champions League, Arsenal or Chelsea will win the UEFA Europa League, and City will win the Premier League. But this is the time to stick together.
Well, what a season to be alive. I mean, a rock bottom season for Man United. Our rivals, arch rivals, Man City and Liverpool are doing so well. And we, on the other hand, like, we are just struggling in front of board. The board members are like, they are away from fans. They don't understand the fans. The fans are divided. And the team as well, like, they don't play with passion, and there's nothing, like, there's no bonding in the team. So this summer is gonna be really interesting, and it's gonna be a make or break summer for us. So hopefully the board and the owners do something about that.
Hi, this is Patrick, Manchester United fan from the Philippines. Unfollow Man United. It's like unsupport Man United. But let's see what happens. Hopefully the board listens. Otherwise, just like any other protest before, no one's ever really gone. Thank you.
Alright, full-time Devils. Yeah, I'm big time United supporter. I come over from Dublin a lot of the time, I just wanted to kind of say, I just wanted to have my say regarding the current situation at United. I just want to I want to talk about the passion, actually. First of all, first and foremost would be the passion that that seems to be lacking in the team. When you see the likes of Liverpool, dare I mention the name, when you see the likes of Liverpool giving everything, giving 120%, to score 4 goals against Barcelona, like, that's some football. That is some football, and the football they played was quite well, was quite good. But I think the drive behind that passion is the manager. And that brings me on to Ole. Ole is brilliant. Ole is, obviously we love Ole, but I just think he's too nice. I just think he's too nice as a manager. I think I don't think he's good. Like, I'm not saying we get a Roy Keane figure in there, or a Brian Robson or something like that. You hear these names constantly mentioned, about that, kind of motivation. I think the game has moved on from them. But okay, if you want to look at Pochettino, he has that bit of oomph about him, but he still maintains a kind of a cool head about himself. I think we appointed Ole too soon. I think we appointed Ole too soon. I think I just don't think I don't really think that there's a manager there at United. He has Mike Phelan around him. I don't know, Alex Ferguson in the background. I know he's not, but he's there. I don't know if Ole has the kind of, I don't think he has the balls to kind of do it himself. I just think he's too nice. He's too smiley. He's too, I don't know. What I see is just his press conferences are quite timid. I don't know. Listen, I don't want to be slated for this, but Ole is great, but I just don't think he's the man for the job. I don't think he's the man to bring United. I could be wrong. I don't think he's the man to bring United to the next phase of, competing in Champions Leagues, and obviously winning back the Premiership. That brings me to the players. What can I say? I think, like, looking at the full-time Devils fan cams, everyone has said it, like, fucking, sorry, excuse me for cursing, but looking at what you call him, Ashley Young, how did he become a United captain? He was in the wilderness for years, and then all of a sudden just reinvented by Marino, and Marino put him in left back, and now he's the captain. It's beyond me. It's actually beyond me. I'm kind of stuck regards to players, I mean, McTominay, I suppose, he's the most energetic. He's the most energetic player that could has potential to bring something. Other than that, they don't deserve to be wearing that badge. The backroom staff, I think Gary Neville said it all. Really, I mean, you know, it's just, I suppose, like, listen, what I'm really trying to convey is that I am absolutely tired of, you know, going to see United, watching United on TV, going over from Ireland to watch United, and just watching shit, watching absolute shit. I think what Ole said was that the players kind of got us back into competing for the Champions League place, and then obviously when all of a sudden when he was appointed the manager, the players kind of like dipped in performance because of the amount of energy he used getting us back up there. But you know, what can I say, lads? Listen, I'm over at the Cardiff game anyway, so I'm expecting to see, you know, a rumor has it in the Manchester Evening News that that he's going to play youngsters. So we're looking forward to seeing Mason if he's injured. You know, Chong might get a proper workout, and so it'll be interesting to see the development that's coming through. I find it difficult to see what players we're going to bring in. I don't think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, Ole has the pulling power. I don't know whether it's going to be even Ole fucking signing these players. You know, it's up to Mike Phelan and if he's going to be director or football, whatever you want to fucking call it. So just my view, you know, as a Man United supporter all my life, it's just very sad. It's very sad to see Man City win the league. Well, they're going to win the league, I presume, and I think Liverpool will have the Champions League. I mean, what a night for a Liverpool supporter. I was fucking sorry for cursing, lads, but I hate them. You know what I mean? And I hate the supporters. And you have to listen to them then when you go into work the next day and you're going, yeah, we'll be back. But anyway, lads, listen, I hope this wasn't too long, but it's just my take on it. I hope we're back soon. Up the Reds, come on.